We got a problem. So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. We're down here in the timber frame today, and let me show you what we're going to be getting into. You guys hang in there. So we're going to be taking this poplar right here that I've already ran through the planer to knock down the high spots. I've also ran this through the edger. We're going to be taking this and running it through the Wood-Mizer MP260. That's a 4-sided motor. I'll show you guys that are new to the channel here in just a minute how this thing works. And we're going to be making some shiplap that looks just like this right here. It's not going in this shop, but this is what we're going to be making. And also, guys, this video may bleed into tomorrow. I'm not sure how much we'll get done today because I may have to leave here in a few hours and take care of something. But if I don't get that phone call, we'll keep on rolling. Let me show you guys real fast how this motor works. Real fast, if you've never seen this machine before, this is a Wood-Mizer MP260 motor planer. Let me unlock the top right here and I'll kind of show you how it works. Tell you what, there we go. So anyways, this motor is a 4-sided motor. They have 2-sided motors and stuff like that. This is a 4-sided one, which means it planes all 4 sides of your board. The board comes in through here. These rollers push it down. Right here's your first cutter. This is just like a jointer. It does the bottom of the board. This spindle right here does the first side. That spindle does the opposite side. Then as the board exits the machine, it goes underneath this helical head right here and it planes the top of it. Now this machine, if you do buy one, you can get the regular knives on your top cutter right here. That way you can do like moldings and stuff like that. I wasn't interested in making stuff like that. I just want to make flooring and shiplap and S4S lumber. Therefore, I had Wood-Mizer put this helical head on here for me. And these are really nice, and they're also easier to change out. Each of these little blades right here, or the cutters rather, have sharp edges on all 4 sides. So when they start getting dull, you just rotate them to the next side, and there you go. It does take a little while to change those out though, because there are a lot of them. Really nice machine. Has a power feed on it, and you set the feed right here with that dial, how fast you want the material to run through it. And also the dust collection for it is really good. Wood-Mizer also mates these right here. That's the dust collector. And I just shoot mine outside. But I'm thinking about getting me one of those hoppers like I have down at the Sawmill to dump it in outside so it makes less of a mess. Works really good. And also when I'm running my jointer, let me turn you guys around. This is my 16-inch jointer. Whenever I'm running it or my planer, I got quick connects here on this hose. So I use the same dust collector for both of those machines. I just pop it off and walk it over here and put it on this one. This takes just a second. That way all the chips from both of these machines are going outside. So the boards that we're making today are going up in the new shop. I've got a little project I'm going to be doing up there for chainsaw storage. And I need to finish the wall where the chainsaws are going before I hang the chainsaws up. We should need about 30 boards. But maybe 20 boards to get us started. We'll make about 20 of them and go install them and see how that looks and go from there. And also, for those of you that are interested, the doors are working out really good down here in the shop. Me and Dad installed these a few weeks ago. Both of them do open. I'd use some rough cut pine just to trim them out right there. But it looks pretty good. Kind of crude there, just threw it together. But I think it looks good at the wall right there. It blends in pretty good. I should have done these doors when I built this building. Do not do what I do. If you build a shop, finish it before you move in. Try to get it wired and everything done before you move in your first tool. Every building I put up here at the farm, I've moved in way before it was done, and I regretted it afterwards. friends, we got a problem. The motor quit working, but I think I know why. All right, so in that last cut, I noticed this side cutter quit working because the board didn't have that profile. When I opened up the lid and examined what was going on, I looked down in there. I don't know if you guys can see, but the belt came off right there. And it may be trying to rip, I don't know. It looks like it's kind of frayed just a little. So if I can't get this put back on, we're probably done for the day making shiplap. I'll have to call Wood-Mizer and order that belt. But it may just came off the spindle down there, I don't know. But if we can't get this fixed today and I have to order a belt, I do have enough shiplap made to start that project up there at the other building. Something breaks down all the time, it seems like, but these things happen. And to be honest with you, I should keep these belts in stock. Whether or not I can fix this today, I'll probably call Wood-Mizer tomorrow and order belts for all the spindles in this machine. I need to keep them here all the time. So let this be a lesson to all of us. If you have machines and they have belts, keep them in stock. That's going to be hard to get to right there. I think I can take the panel off this back to reach in there. I've had this molder for about 4 years, and this is the first time it's ever quit working on me. But it's not really the molder's fault. 4 years of use, and this is the first time it's broke down, and it's probably just a belt. That's expected, but like I said, I should have had the belts here. We can roll this back. There we go. This thing rolls pretty easily, actually, to be as heavy as it is. I went ahead off camera and took off this cover right here because it was in the way. This is the belt that goes to the helical head, the top cutter. I think if I take this one off right here, I should be able to get to that belt pretty easily. The key word is I should. Who knows? All right, guys, I got the belt off. As you can see, it's starting to come apart right there. I think I can still use it, maybe. So I'm going to cut this right here where it's starting to rip. And hopefully that'll be okay for today. And maybe limp this thing along, get about 10 more boards done. Then I can order a new one. And maybe about Tuesday or Wednesday when it comes in, we'll put it on. Right there happens, though. The hard part's going to be putting it back on. I'll see you guys here in just a minute. I'll do the hard part. So friends, right there is the belt that I showed you guys that was coming apart, and guess what? That's only half of it. There's the other half of it right there. I had no idea what this belt even looked like, to be honest with you. It's a whole lot thicker, or wider, I guess, than I thought it was, and it completely came apart right there. I had this one put back on, actually, and while I was sitting there trying to get it lined up, I looked below it, and I saw this right here hanging, and sure enough, there was the rest of it. So that belt right there completely split. And that happens on machines all the time. But this right here is a good lesson for me and you guys as well if you don't do this already. And that is keep stuff in stock. I tell you what, that may be the theme of this video right here. I should have at least 2 of these for each of these cutter heads here on hand. These things are probably cheap. I bet this belt's not even $5 or $10. There's no reason why I shouldn't have this here. And when I order these tomorrow from Wood-Mizer, I'm going to order belts that go on every cutter for this machine, 2 for each cutter. But at least we got about 12 boards done. Actually, no, 11. That's the one right there that quit cutting. You can see where it stopped cutting right there. Had the nice profile going, then the belt quit, or the belt came apart and it stopped right there. But I may be able to use half this board for something up there. But anyways, I got 11 boards. This will get the project started and also get me to where I want to be as far as hanging up the chainsaws. So let's go grab a tractor. We'll take these boards up to the shop and start putting them up, and then move on to the sawmill if I can get to that today. So far, I've not got that phone call, so it looks like we're pretty good for right now. Guys, we're up here in the farm workshop. I'm not sure what to call all these buildings, to be honest with you. But anyways, the time has come. I need to start putting shiplap on these walls. And we're gonna start with this one, and there's a reason for that. That wall right there is gonna be busted open here, probably by the end of the month, because we're going this way with this building. We're gonna make it even wider. And that's a whole other topic. I'll talk about that toward the end of the video. And that's also why I'm not gonna be putting any insulation right here, because this metal right here will be coming off. But I do want a wall here for hanging stuff on. And on the other side of it, we'll put shiplap on it as well, as soon as we go that way with the building, about 16 more feet. So the shiplap is going this way. We're gonna run it vertically up and down. The reason I'm not gonna go horizontal is because dust gets on the joints on shiplap, and if I do it vertically, it's going to have less chance of dust setting on it, and I can kind of hose it off with a leaf blower if I need to. And I should have enough boards to get about half of this section done. It's 12 feet between the posts right here. And the chainsaws are going to be mounted on a different post. I'm not going to mount them to this one. I don't want to put a bunch of holes in this, since this is structural. Excuse me there, I can't talk. I'm from Tennessee, look over me. But anyways, I don't want to put a bunch of holes with a bunch of brackets in that post right there, since it's holding the building up. So I'm going to mill up a hemlock post, probably a little bit larger than this one, maybe a true 6x6, and have it maybe right beside this one. I don't know if I'll probably put it right beside it. I don't want a gap between the two. But we'll have a regular size, true dimension 6x6 right here. So we'll take that 6x6, we're gonna bolt it to the wall and also to this post right here. And that's what all the chainsaws are gonna hang on. Right now, I'm keeping my chainsaws over here. It takes up a lot of room. I got a bunch of steels. I got 6 gas-powered ones and a battery-powered steel. And hopefully, if I space them out just right, I can hang them on that hemlock post all the way up right there, as far as I can reach. And here's what we're using to hang them on. These heavy-duty hangers I showed in a previous video. These things work really good. I did some measuring, and these will actually work on my biggest chainsaw, which is the Stihl MS-880. I think that saw weighs about 30 pounds. But once you anchor this into some hemlock, gosh, you could probably hang 200 pounds on it. That's 1/8 of an inch steel right there. These are on Amazon, guys. They're cheap. They work really good. They should last a lifetime. They're Wood-Mizer orange or steel orange, whichever way you want to look at it. And I really like them. I got enough to put all my chainsaws over there on a post. And if you want these, they're on Amazon. That's where I got mine. This is not sponsored by them. They have no idea who I am, but there's a link down below. They work really good. They've also got these for weed eaters as well. All right, friends, it looks like we're done up here for right now. Those boards did not go as far as I hoped they would. I was hoping to get half of this section done, but at least it's a start. And I'm far enough along that I can now cut the hemlock post and put it right here. And not have to worry about doing any siding or nothing like that behind it, or shiplap rather. All right, guys, now we're gonna jump with the tractor and head down there to the sawmill and find us a good hemlock log. Looked over the weeds. My lawn care guy didn't show up this week again. I want to fire him. I tell you what, he never shows up anymore. I'll probably get about 100 tits on me here while I'm measuring this log. I should just pull it out first, but I'm pretty sure it's plenty long enough. This is hemlock. Oh yeah, 16 footer. Actually, it's too long. We'll cut 4 feet off of it before we even sawmill it. And the one thing you want to look for in hemlock is wind shake. It's pretty bad for that sometimes, and I don't see any. Good deal. Should get a really nice full dimension 6x6 out of that log right there. And something else I just noticed here, guys, I got some monster red oaks here we need to be sawing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I tell you what, guys, those are good size right there. 31 inches. Man, I bet that thing right there is heavy. I'm sure it is. I probably picked it up and brought it over here, and I got another large poplar right here. Check out that poplar. That thing is huge. 34 inches right there. No, yeah, about 30. I'm sorry, about 32. Where did that poplar come from? I'm not even sure how that got here, to be honest with you. Need to saw up these oaks, though. These are all red oak and 1 poplar. Man, I'm behind here at the sawmill. Well, friends, I just got the phone call, and it looks like I'm done for the day. I got to be somewhere in about 30 minutes. But don't go anywhere. I'll see you guys back here first thing in the morning. You guys hang in there.
Hello, Liza. How do you do? I'm writing you a letter. I hope it reaches you. I know it's been a long time since you heard from me. I'm still kicking around here in Tennessee.